Hmm. So namaste to you all. Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste, welcome, Lalita.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste,
Namaste,
Swamiji.
welcome. Okay.
Pranams Maharaj.
Namaste, Tom.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste. So we'll start with our prayer. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhireditam kalmashapam Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhurida Janaha. May we be protected, may we be nourished, may we strive with energy and vigor, may our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Oh, peace, peace, peace.
Swami, we don't see you. We just see the mountain. There you are.
I also realized your nectar-like words, warm and inspiring life stories, eulogized by learned sages, are indeed eradicator of shoots of ignorance. These are auspicious to hear and propitious to inculcate in one's own life. Those who take these words to the world are indeed great benefactor of the world. We are studying the life of Holy Mother. As we know, Mother once said that somebody asked, what is the purpose of Sri Ramakrishna? Why he came? Why he incarnated? So somebody said that it is to harmonize the religions. All the religions he harmonized. He practiced first in his life all the Hindu traits and then even Islam and Christianity. And 64 kinds of Tantra, 5 kinds of Vaishnava, then Advaita, and then following Rama. There are so many ways and paths he traversed. And after that, he said that as many faiths, so many paths. So certainly he came to harmonize all religions. But Mother said the central theme of his life, Janato Baba, know my son, why he came. Thakur had a motherly feeling. Sri Ramakrishna had a motherly feeling for all. And to enhance that idea of motherhood, he kept me this time and he left me. So his main, Sri Ramakrishna's main idea of incarnation is to manifest motherliness. And that is why we are really indebted to Sri Ramakrishna to have a mother. Says many times we feel awe and respect to go to Sri Ramakrishna, but we are very open to mother. So what mother is? If we consider closely, mother has or mother has translated what Sri Ramakrishna taught in her own life, in day-to-day life, and left a wonderful example so that we can follow. It is very simple, very homely, but at the same time very profound. See, we read in the Bhagavad Gita, Dukheshu anudvignamana sukheshu vigata spriha vita raga bhaya krodha sthitadir muniruchyate. Abhayam sharta samshuddhir jnana yoga vyavasthit. So many shlokas are there. So many traits are described. And we read, we try to understand, and then it goes away. But if we see the life of Holy Mother, the ideal life, and how she translated all those ideas into day-to-day life and applied them, and for the welfare of people as also for the society. So this translation of ideas, this is the contribution of Mother. Of course, her own motherly nature, that is also there. But all the divine traits are depicted and exemplified in her life that we find. And we are studying, we have seen so many incidents, we have heard so many incidents. So without spending much time on this, let us go ahead and examples will come forward. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Oh, whoops. So let me have a quick question.
Yeah.
I've got an email, but I've been getting a lot of spam emails. So it was from you. Did you send me an email?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was good because I was scared to click on the link.
And from Vedanta Society, another
Okay,
website. Another account.
I'll ask you later about it. Okay. We're on page 449. Shaurjendranath Majumdar of Mymensingh belonged to an aristocratic family and worked for the royal family of Kuch Behar. He was a disciple of the mother, and many of his family members followed his lead and also took initiation from her. From his early life, he was accustomed to taking tea when he awoke in the morning. After initiation, he said to Holy Mother, "Mother, I have a habit of taking tea as soon as I get up in the morning. It will not be possible for me to practice my sadhana without taking tea. What shall I do?" The mother answered with a smile, "My son, it is not a problem. You may take your tea or anything else before you practice japa and meditation."
So all doubts of everybody has gone, right?
Phew.
Bed tea. But we generally don't take, First, we take name of God and see his pictures, and then some mantra japam after that. So priority, it is priority. Of course, there is no harm. If one is habituated with that, there is no harm. But one should keep a little austerity, We don't do austerity, a little austerity is good. So anyway, so anybody who is taking morning tea can take. Mother has full support. Okay, go ahead.
In Jairambati, Holy Mother served fruits, sweets, and puffed rice to the devotees for breakfast. She would eat puffed rice with green chili and drink a glass of rock candy syrup. Once, when Sharjendra was visiting the mother, she served puffed rice and molasses to him for breakfast. Sharjendra said to her, "Mother, what have you given me? I don't eat this kind of food." The mother told him, "My son, these are the things available here. Please eat. It will not do any harm to you. When I go to Calcutta, I shall feed you nice things.
So it was village. The village is difficult to get, say like bread, butter, etc. That time it was very, and poverty also was there. But main thing, it was not available. Yeah.
The monks in Kolpara worshipped in the shrine at 10 o'clock in the morning on empty stomachs. One day the mother told Vidyananda, "You boys perform worship before eating anything. It makes the mind restless. If the stomach is calm, the mind remains calm. Please have your breakfast and then do the worship." Her advice was very practical.
Yeah, practical. What we do, we take a little prasad. So prasad is already offered, so no harm. Otherwise, gas forms. So it is better to have something, but yeah, prasad is good.
People normally walked barefoot in Jairambati, including Holy Mother's devotees from Calcutta, who considered it holy ground. Sometimes the village children carelessly scattered broken brick chips and small broken pieces of earthen vessels in Holy Mother's courtyard. Swami Saradeshananda told this touching story. I remember this insignificant incident. The mother was at Jairambati. She was over 60 and not well. It was the dead of the night, about 1:30. My sleep broke and I saw a light in the courtyard from my room. Out of curiosity, I came out and saw someone doing something with the help of a kerosene lantern. I went down and saw the mother digging with a spade, and picking up broken pieces of earthen vessels and bricks and putting them in a basket. Dumbfounded, I asked, "Mother, what are you doing?" Embarrassed, she replied, "I am cleaning this courtyard by picking up these broken chips." "Why are you doing this?" "My son, speak softly, otherwise others' sleep will be broken." Then she said in a low voice, "You see, my son, some children have come from Calcutta. They live in the city and don't have the habit of walking barefoot. Here people walk barefoot. Today someone's foot was cut, so I am cleaning up these broken chips so they will not get hurt." I said, "Mother, we can do this work. Why are you doing such a thing and giving up your sleep?" "Yes, my son, I know you can do it, but you were tired from doing so much work in the household the whole day, so you need sleep. I have no work. So when you went to sleep, I came to clean the courtyard." I said, "All right, now you give me the spade, and I shall clean the courtyard. You go to your room and sleep." Mother said with a gentle tone, "My son, I shall do it because I am the mother. A mother does many things for her children. I do very little for you all. My son, you go and sleep. I've almost finished. Only a little is left." I could not say anything more. Tears trickled from my eyes. I thought, this is why she is the mother of all. Without sleep, she is not only cleaning the courtyard, she is also clearing the obstacles of her children from the path of their journey, and she will continue doing so.
So she is cleaning all the obstacles from our path. So why worry? Okay. But see, consider it. We are to also think about others, so that others are not hurt. So, see, these are the examples. One can give a big lecture or write a big book, but without example and vivid example, those words are mere words, but here it is translated into action. Okay, go ahead.
Mother of the outcast and the wretched. It is hard for a Westerner or a modern Indian to understand the caste system in 19th and early 20th century India. For example, Brahmins, the highest caste, would not eat food or even drink water that had been touched by anyone from the other three castes, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or from non-Hindus. Society was extremely rigid regarding these caste rules, especially in the villages. Anyone who broke caste rules was considered an outcast, and his or her family would be shunned. Even some wealthy and famous families were victim of those merciless social restrictions. For example, the Dakshineshwar Kali Temple's founder, Rani Rasmani, was from a low caste and was told not to offer cooked food to Mother Kali. Fortunately, Ramakrishna's brother Ram Kumar found a way around that problem. Even Rabindranath Tagore's family was looked down upon by high caste Brahmins because of their close association with Muslims.
Yeah. You see, my experience, I went to Nepal. So Nepal, interior Nepal, Western Nepal, for relief. So what happened? There the low caste came. That was in 1980. So they would, go at least 20 yards away from us, not to come closer. But our Swamiji, my mentor, he would call them and come and embrace. And local people say, Swamiji, what are you doing? You'll have to take bath. But we don't follow that. And secondly, that what is that? That's left. Yeah, Swami Vivekananda. Not only this, when someone used to visit foreign country, that means cross the ocean, they are strictly barred from entering in the temples. Swami Vivekananda came to the West. When he returned, he was not allowed to enter in Kali temples. See, he was world famous that time. But these rules are so strict that people said no. Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, wanted to enter the Puri temple. Puri, there is a temple, very famous temple. But the custodians of that temple said no. So Prime Minister was... So these are the rules. Some are still there. But this is, this is a bad practice. In India, that's called Varna system. Jati and Varna. For anything, there is like class and caste. As Swami Asheshanand used to say, India has caste and England has class and America has cash. Cash distinction. So if a wealthy person, his status is different. Similarly, in England, there is a class system. So this distinction and separation we find in every place. But that was extreme at that time. So in the beginning, it was Varna. Varna means color. See, in society, whenever we see, there are various status. You see, education-wise, or say money-wise, these are various criteria. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in Gita, Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam. I have created 4 varnas. Like in any society, you'll find some are studying or imparting education. Some are doing business. Some are defending the faith, like cops here, or military, the service, say like, what do you say, Navy SEAL or whatever. So those people, these are natural. But one only thing, this should be ladder like stages. One should be able to go to the higher and higher stages. In the beginning, that was the order. One Vishwamitra became Brahmin, though he was a Kshatriya. So he, once it happened, Vashishta had a Kamadhenu. So once all of a sudden many people came, so he prayed to Kamadhenu, and Kamadhenu gave. Kamadhenu is whatever you desire, that celestial cow would give. So that Vashishta could feed all those. And then the other Rishi, that means, what is that name? One is Vashishta, one is just now. So anyway, he wanted to have that Kamdhenu. So he did not give, because he said with tapasya you can take it. So he wanted to become Brahmin. So what happened? He had rivalry with Vashishta. And he killed his 100 sons. So one day, at Vashishta's house, Vashishta was eating and asked, "Oh, there is no salt in this food." So you could have asked what's that, the other Rishi? Anyway, from him, Arundhati said, "How can I ask? Because he killed my 100 children. And you are asking me to beg some salt from there?" Then,
Vishwamitra? Vishwamitra?
Vishwamitra, yes, Vishwamitra. So though he has killed my 100 sons, but he has great qualities. Vishwamitra. And here Vishwamitra was waiting that this old man will come out of his hut and he'll kill him. And he hears this, that he is so pious that even he had no bickering against Vishwamitra. Rather, he said he has good qualities. So after eating, when he came out, Vishwamitra fell at Vashishta's feet and said, "Please excuse me, whatever I have done, I know that that's not good." Then that time, Vashishta lifted him and said, "Now you are a Brahmin. You had that like opposition and this that you wanted to take revenge all the time. So that was against you." So that time he became a Brahmin. So what is the point? Vishwamitra, though Kshatriya, but he became Brahmin. Similarly, society could adjust like that. One can go become Brahmin or Kshatriya. Parshuram was a Brahmin, but he practically he became a Kshatriya. So Bhagavan said, "Chatur varna maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha." Depending on the guna, that means the inclination or accumulated impulse, the qualities, guna, karma. And karma means whatever profession one does. Depending on this, that caste or varna is decided. But what happened gradually, that became birth-based. If one borns in a Brahmin family, then he is a Brahmin. So this was like an aberration from the principle. Now it has almost gone. That caste system is almost gone. But I have seen, like those who are outcast, they are going, like at least 20 meters away, 20 yards away. And similarly, I saw in Kerala. So I saw some people, they did not come closer. And they had a headgear. They put that. Maybe still some are, in some places it is there. But then I asked, like so many coconuts were there. I said, nobody is selling, neither nobody is offering. And then we are sitting in one place. And one of our friend, he was taking bath. So that time I saw two people came down from the hillock. In Kerala, there is a like landscape is like that. And with some coconut. I was wondering, I thought and he was coming. So then he cut it, chopped it and offered. So I asked him with somebody, some help translator, what inspired you to bring this? He said, I was sitting there and I thought, or he got some inspiration that if I offer these monks coconut, then God will be pleased. Okay, so after this, then I asked, if I give some money, would you mind? He said no. So after that, I gave some money for sweet, etc. And then I patted him. Okay, I just embraced like this. So he immediately stretched his hand and shook my hand. Then I thought, same people, that person I saw, Taljat, like lower caste, and this may be the similar people, but this person may be converted into Christianity. So then a thought came, Mother India has got a way to uplift people. If you don't do, then I'll do in a different way. So they got converted, and then he had that, that courage to shake hand with me. The other person would not have that courage. So it is because of Mother India. So now almost it is gone. Somewhere, some pockets may be little there. Otherwise, that caste system is gone. But it was very severe. Yes.
Holy Mother followed the Master's teaching that devotees have no caste. How can there be caste distinction among the children of God? She did not deviate from her ideal. She had disciples and devotees from all castes, and she served them in Calcutta as well as in Jairambati. Once Mother initiated a devotee who was a yugi, which was a low weaver caste. He was hesitant to associate freely with other devotees in Jairambati. Holy Mother reassured him, saying, "My son, why do you feel insecure because you are a yugi? You belong to the Master's fold. You belong to his family." When she had initiated him, she had not asked him about his caste. She accepted him as her disciple, so she felt no one in her village should question him about his social position, nor was it necessary for him to talk about it with others.
So one thing is this, one thing is the local caste. And when Swamiji returned from the West, and along with him, Nivedita and some other foreign ladies were there, Swamiji was a bit hesitant how Mother will take. But Mother took them as their own. Had food with them and treated them as her own child. And seeing this, Swamiji was assured. This cannot be understood from America. What that time was. Widow, Hindu widow. And that also Brahmin Hindu widow. It's a special. So they would not even eat twice. Rice only once. So all these restrictions were there. And some widows are such fussy. And they say, they wash their water to drink. Okay, go ahead.
Once during Durga Puja, many devotees were offering flowers at her feet. A man from Tajpur was standing outside. He was afraid to come inside and offer a flower to her because he was a Bhagdi, which was a low caste. But Holy Mother herself asked him to come into her room and offer his flower, which he did. He then left for home overwhelmed with joy. These incidents might seem insignificant nowadays, but at that time caste was an important issue in Indian society.
Yeah.
Once a group of snake charmers came to Jairambati and began to play their dugdugi.
Yeah, dugdugi. That, the one instrument with skin one side, and that like this, and they push this. So they make a special sound. Okay.
Small tabors. I don't know what that is, but on the street. When they came near the mother's house, she became curious to see their snakes. She called them into her courtyard and asked them to perform their show. She offered to pay them. Listening to the sound of the snake charmers' dugdugi, many villagers and their children assembled at the mother's house. The snake charmers opened the boxes of snakes, and when they played their flutes, the snakes raised their hoods and began to move their heads rhythmically. When the show was over, Holy Mother gave them 2 rupees and a cloth and fed them puffed rice and molasses. The leader took the dust of the mother's feet, and she blessed him by touching his head. One of her sisters-in-law remarked, "It is enough that you have given them money, a cloth, and refreshments. Why did you touch the snake charmer? Day and night they touch snakes. There must be poison on their hands. You are not supposed to touch them."
So lots of people, guardians were there to chastise mother. Here also Swamiji had lots of people because Swamiji used to smoke and they were against it. Anyway, that's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Holy
And I
Mother
like-
humbly
No,
replied,
just a minute. That this image of snake charmers. So people used to think about India as a land of snake charmers. But now, somebody said a story. He said, "Can I ask a question?" He said, "Yes, ask a question." She said, "Is it India still that snake charmers land?" He said, no, almost there. But in place of snake, now they have mouse. They play with mouse, like this mouse. And the whole world turns around. So a little, not that backward, but they have progressed a little. From snake, they have gone to mouse. Okay. By the way, Ganeshji's vehicle is mouse. Ganesh is prosperity and success. So this mouse. Okay, go ahead.
Holy Mother humbly replied, "Well, what can I do? That man saluted me by touching my feet, and how could I forbid him? If a person salutes me, shall I not bless him by touching his head?" It was August 1917. Holy Mother went to visit the sick widow of Rajendra Bandyopadhyay.
Bandyopadhyay.
Bandyopadhyay, who had a little boy and no one to care for her. She had an abscess in her ear and it was infected. Worms grew in the sore, and it smelled so bad that no one would go near her. The mother made a solution of margosa leaves and with the help of a brahmachari, cleaned her wound with a syringe. She then said to Bharata, "You sometimes take helpless patients in Kalpara ashrama and take care for them. It would be nice if you would take this helpless widow and serve her. Please consult with Kedar, Swami Keshavananda. This woman does not have anyone to look after her. No one goes near her because of the bad odor. I am pained when I see how her little boy is suffering.
See, this feeling for others, it is so wonderful. And not only that, after feeling, then she cures herself. Yeah.
Immediately, Bharata left for Kolpara and reported everything to Keshavananda, who agreed to take in the widow. Bharata could not find a palanquin, so they hired a bullock cart and traveled to Jairambati via Shiromanipur and Sihar. Holy Mother was pleased to see them. She served refreshments of puffed rice and sweets and asked them to pick up that woman right away or it would be too late to reach Kolpara. Holy Mother fed the patient a little warm milk and consoled her. The monks collected a wooden plank and used it as a stretcher to get the patient on the bullock cart. They reached Kolpara in the evening after going 7 or 8 miles. Pus and blood were oozing from both of the women's ears and the smell was horrible. The doctor treated her and the monks cared for her day and night, but unfortunately she died after a few days. The monks cremated her body and went to Jairambati to give Holy Mother the news. She said, "My son, you all worked like her own children. If she stayed here, she would have died without any care and even without a little water." Mother of the eccentrics and the crazy. Mental balance is extremely important in spiritual life. Holy Mother advised her disciples to maintain calmness in the brain and stomach, which is indispensable for practicing japa and meditation. Those who suffer from headaches and stomach aches cannot concentrate their minds on God. Krishna says in the Gita, equanimity of the mind is called yoga. The mother attracted all types of people. Some were sane and some insane. The difference between the sane and the insane is that a sane person has control over his or her emotions, whereas an insane person does not. It is amazing how the mother endured the eccentricity and craziness of her disciples, devotees, and relatives by her Herculean patience and perseverance, love and forgiveness. The following stories will inspire us to develop interpersonal relationships and the ability to adjust to circumstances with compassion and a charitable outlook. One day, a woman bit Holy Mother's big toe while taking leave of her. Gee. The mother cried aloud, "Goodness gracious, what kind of devotion is this? If you want to touch my feet, why not do so? Why bite the toe?" The woman said, "I want you to remember me." "Indeed," the mother replied, "I have never before seen such a novel way of making me remember a devotee."
And sometimes, while making pranam, that bang the head on Holy Mother's foot. Yeah.
Another time, a male devotee, while saluting her, struck her little toe with his forehead with such force that the mother cried out in pain. When those present asked the devotee the reason for his shameful conduct, he replied, "I purposely gave her pain while saluting her so that she would remember me as long as the pain lasts." In 1909, Shardananda went to Jairambati to partition the family property among the brothers of Holy Mother.
Swamiji used to instruct brahmacharis that not to touch Holy Mother's feet. Why? Because Holy Mother would take all the bad karma of the person even without touching. So if you touch, that means you are making her suffer. So that way, Swamiji is to instruct. But here people in the village, nobody was there to control them, and they would do whatever they would like. Yeah.
To partition the family property among the brothers of Holy Mother, who was also there. A young man wanted to see the mother, so Swami Shardananda asked his attendant, Brahmachari Jnanananda, later Swami Bhumananda, to take him to her. He bowed down to the mother, who was then standing on her veranda, and then he began to pull her feet so that they would touch his chest. Luckily, the mother was holding a pole in her cottage, otherwise she would have fallen down. Instantly, Jnanananda grabbed that crazy fellow's hand and took him out. When Shardananda learned of this bizarre incident, he remarked, Swami Yogananda never bowed down to the mother while she was standing. When she left a place, he would take the dust from that spot and put it on his head.
You there? Yeah.
There was no end to the bizarre demands placed upon Holy Mother, yet she unflinchingly fulfilled her devotees' wishes. A man came to her in Jairambati and said that he would not drink water until he had worshipped her feet. Holy Mother was working in the kitchen. She left her work and stood on a low wooden seat on the veranda so the devotee could offer flowers at her feet. Then she rushed back to the kitchen to finish preparing food for the devotees. A devotee named Umesh Datta wanted the mother's rice prasad, which he had planned to dry in the sun and carry home with him after 3 days. The mother gave him a plate of her prasad and asked him to watch it so that it would not be eaten by crows. The devotee put the plate of rice in the sun in front of the mother's room and said that he would be back soon. He went to the guest room for a smoke and then fell asleep, forgetting the rice. At 3 o'clock after his nap, he remembered the rice, went to the house, and found the mother seated there. She told him, "My son, I am seated here lest the crows eat this rice." Ashamed, he apologized. "Mother, I am sorry that you did not get any rest today."
You know what happened? That mother had food, that rice, and then mother gave that. So he wanted to dry it and keep and take it to his home. So that's why it was kept outside. And the fellow, he got asleep. And so mother was guarding her own food for him. Crazy fellow. But you see, we should not see fault in them. Because of them, we know what mother is. Okay, go ahead.
One day, a devotee grabbed Holy Mother's feet and said, "Mother, promise that you will appear before me at the time of my death." The mother replied, "I shall pray to the Master so that you can have his vision." When the devotee was persistent with no other alternative, she said, "All right, my son, let it be so." One afternoon in Jairambati, the mother was lying on a mat on the veranda. When Brahmachari Barda came, she indignantly said, "You boys went out on errands and no one was here to look after me. An old man came with X. When I saw him, I went inside the room and sat on my cot. He was anxious to take the dust of my feet, and I forbade him. He forcefully took the dust of my feet. Since then, I have had a burning sensation in my feet as well as a terrible stomachache. I have washed my feet 4 times, and still that burning is there. If you had been here, I would have signaled you to stop him. In Calcutta, they are strict about my visitors. All sorts of people come to me. You boys are young, so you do not understand the nature of those people." Often, devotees made unreasonable demands upon Holy Mother. Some would demand a vision of God or liberation. She always succeeded in soothing their restless minds. Once in Udbodhan house, the mother had just finished her daily worship when an unknown devotee appeared with some flowers, evidently to worship her feet. At the sight of a stranger, she sat on the bed with her feet hanging and wrapped herself with a cotton shawl, as was her habit. The man made an elaborate genuflection, offered flowers at her feet, and began to perform breathing exercises and other rituals as one does before an image.
You can see when I do lots of things, like various offering and nyasa, that finger with various parts of my body. So similarly, yeah.
Everyone was busy with their duties and no one was near the mother. This went on for a long time, and Holy Mother began to perspire heavily under the shawl. Golap Ma saw the devotee offering the flowers at Holy Mother's feet and then left to do some work. When Golap Ma returned quite a while later, she saw that the devotee was still seated in front of the mother. Realizing the mother's predicament, she rushed to rescue her. Pulling the man up by the hand, she said in her usual loud voice, "Do you think she is a wooden image that you would awaken her spirit by pranayama and other rituals? You have no common sense. Don't you see the mother is getting hot and is very uncomfortable?" The greater the number of disciples and devotees, the more Holy Mother's troubles increased. But the compassionate mother was the embodiment of forbearance and forgiveness. She took the pain and suffering of her children upon herself. Sometimes she lamented, "Master, I can't bear any more burdens." But she did forbear more. Satyendranath, Shaurjendra Majumdar's brother, left this eyewitness account. Some afternoons, I was entrusted with the task of lining up the devotees who wanted to visit the mother in Udbodhan house. So, some eccentrics pestered the mother. I saw an elderly man crying loudly and bumping his head in front of the mother. I noticed another person begin to tell his life story to her without caring that other people were waiting in line. Again, someone put his head on the feet of the mother and remained there motionless. Another day, a man lay down in front of her and requested her to place her foot on his chest and awaken his consciousness right then. It was extremely difficult to make them understand or to stop their importunate demands. Sometimes I was irritated, observing their childish emotions, and other times I could not control my laughter, watching their immature behavior. One day when I joked about those people in front of the mother, she said to me, "My son, when you grow up, you will understand how much pain these distressed people carry in their hearts. You are not a mother."
Yeah. Mother wanted to hear this. Now, call of mother. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, "You have so many sons that you'll be disturbed by hearing all the time, mother, mother, mother." So that happened. That happened later. Yeah, go ahead.
On another occasion, I was in Jairambati and met a young man on the street there. He had walked the whole night from Vishnupur, 28 miles. His figure was strong and stout. He had bushy hair and his eyes were red like a hibiscus. He asked me, "Can you tell me where the mother's house is?" I told him, "Please come with me. I am also staying there." When I asked his name and dwelling place, he laughed and replied, "I have no name, no lineage, and no home. I am the sacrifice in the mother's worship, and I am waiting for the offering." I was dumbfounded observing the nature of this strange devotee. He was not mad. He bowed down to the mother, and she asked him to take a bath in the pond. Immediately he dipped in the pond, and then the mother served him puffed rice and jalebis. Sitting near the mother, he began to eat like a child. The mother caressed his body with her hand and then said, "My son, now drink some water." She escorted him to her shrine and I left. I don't know what transpired there, but I understood the mother initiated him. After having lunch prasad, that devotee fell into a deep sleep. Later, the mother told me, this is his last birth. Such a person becomes desperate like this. The man and I went for a walk in the afternoon and became close friends. His nature was then gentle and his voice calm. He said, "Today is my new birth, my last birth too. I could not sacrifice my life for the motherland doing some heroic deed, so I offered myself to the mother of the universe. I have no more distress or agony." Afterwards, I met him a few times in Udbodhan house. Once that young man and I went to do some plague relief in Munger, Bihar, with the monks of the Ramakrishna order. Seldom have I seen such a dutiful, humble, and untiring worker. While serving others, that terrible disease infected him. Just before his death, he opened his eyes and said, "The mother has come. Let me go." After returning to Calcutta, I gave this news to the mother, and she remained motionless for some time with her eyes cast down.
Munger, that lots of flood happens there, flooding. Maybe. Touching.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Holy Mother could see inside human beings and knew their potential. Gyan, later Swami Gyanananda, was a daredevil vagabond boy of East Bengal who came to Calcutta. He knew Arupananda and through him went to bow down to the mother in Udbodhan house. After some months, he went to Jairambati and met her there. She received this youth and asked him to stay at her place. Gyan recalled. One afternoon, the mother asked me, "Gyan, do you go to bathe in the Amodar River?" "Yes, I do," I replied. The mother then said, "Tomorrow you go a little early in the morning for your bath. There is a yellow flowering tree on the bank of the river. Collect a basket of flowers from that tree for the master's worship." Saying, "All right, mother," I went back to my room with the basket. The next morning, when I went to the mother with the flowers, she sat for worship in front of the master's picture. She signaled to me to sit on an asana next to her. I sat there quietly. After finishing her worship, she asked me to come a little closer and she gave me a mantra and a few spiritual instructions. Pointing to the master's picture, she said, "Bow down to him." As I was obstinate by nature, I argued, "Why should I bow down to him? I don't know him." The mother looked at me and commanded sternly, "I say, bow down to him. You don't know him? He is all in all. He is the teacher of the universe, the guru of all beings." Again, I protested. "How can he be my guru? You have given me the mantra, so you are my guru." Interrupting me, the mother said, "I am no one's guru. I am the mother of all. He is the only guru." Again, I said, "How can you be my mother?" "My mother is at home and she is still alive." "I am that mother," she said. Look at me closely. See whether I am that mother of yours or not." Stupefied, I saw that my biological mother was seated in front of me. My body was thrilled with awe. I fell at her feet, saying, "Mother, mother." All my arguments ceased, and I surrendered at her feet forever. She gave me this knowledge, that she was not only the mantra guru, she was my own mother, the mother of all beings, and the mother of the universe.
So she is mother of all of us. Hmm? This is even she looks like my mother. There's a painting you can see. It's exactly same thing. Anyway, so mother of all. So and we are all offered at her feet. Hmm? So in India, mother before Mother Kali, goat is offered. So it is up to her to cut from here or wherever. Okay. So like that man came, he said, I'm already offered. So it is her prerogative to get us. Okay. Mother of all. Oh yes, so uh, we have no time today. So mother of all next time. Yeah. And so sweet. So assuring. And we have no worries. People are afraid. Why you should be afraid? When mother is there, mother will take care. Okay. So we'll say our prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tatsat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma.
Jai Ma, Jai Ma. And Jai Ma is a mantra. You remember this. Sri Ramakrishna always used to say Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. So when we say Jai Ma, we include father also. Because father is also included there. Sri Ramakrishna, his Ishta was the Divine Mother, Kali. Actually, Sri Ramakrishna also is Kali. So when we say Jai Ma, that includes Sri Ramakrishna also. Don't differentiate. And mother said also that we are not different. We are not two. So the Holy Mother and Sri Ramakrishna are not two. But if you want to ask anything, ask from mother. Don't ask, don't trouble the old man. Okay.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma, Swamiji.
Jai Ma.
Jai Ma. Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Jai Ma. Jai Ma.
জয় মা ঘুমিয়ে পড়েছি